So if you could just introduce yourself and what you do here and what this place is.
Hello, my name is Ashley Smart. I'm the Museum Director of Papplewick Pumping Station. The pumping station provided fresh water for Nottingham between 1885 and 1969, and it's now a museum.
Okay, great. And can you tell me a little bit about why you'd want to run an education project here?
It's been a number of years now since we've had an education programme. We've done special one-off projects which have been fantastic, but we really would like to have something where schools can come and they can actually do an education session here on a regular basis and not just the one-off special projects.
That's great. What kinds of audiences would you like to see here?
We are specifically interested in Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2 age groups from schools, particularly the local schools in the area, and we like all of our education work to have some emphasis on water, the importance of water, and the need to conserve water more.
Great, excellent. What are the drawbacks of a site like this?
The drawbacks really is the terms of the staffing. There's only myself here full time, and we then rely on volunteers. Most of those volunteers are interested in the maintenance of the sites rather than education. So it's going to be very useful to have an education programme that teachers can come here, they can have a tour, but then they can go off and do their own work that students have been creating on this education syndicate project.
Excellent. Now, can you tell me, is it very easy for people to come here? Do people know about this site?
People do know about us. Schools know of us, and I think they've sort of forgotten that we offer education programmes now. So again, one of the important things of being involved with this project is it raises the profile of the pumping station again, makes them aware that we are an educational resource and that it will come out and visit us more.
Yeah, if you just introduce yourself and tell me who you are and what you do here.
Yeah, my name's Bob Meller and I'm one of the engineers at Papplewick Pumping Station. I came here when I retired. I had 50 years in engineering, and we're a godsend to this place because there are very few engineers around these days.
Excellent. So in terms of engineering, what do you actually do here?
Repair machinery, repair boilers, renovate machinery that's going to come onto line and be exhibition pieces, etc, really. Virtually anything that's going, even down to mending the toilets.
Incredible. Wow. That's just amazing. Also, in terms of engineering, I hear that you had quite a lot of interesting sort of scientists and engineers who lived in the local area. Can you tell me about maybe one or two of them?
We did. The gentleman who was responsible for this place and water in Nottinghamshire in general was Thomas Hawksley. Nobody's heard of him. He was the man who invented the pressurised water system, which stopped pollution getting into people's drinking water.
That's incredible. Well, and how local was he to here?
He was from Arnold, but there's very little recognition. I don't think there's a blue plaque or anything up to him, and really he's saved millions and millions of lives throughout the world because his system is used worldwide.
That's amazing. So just being on that, sticking to that same thread again, I mean, how do you think Papplewick is important in terms of keeping that kind of history alive and making people aware of where clean water comes from?
Yeah, very much so, because this is the last of the Victorian pumping stations that's complete. There were 3 very close to here that were coming further out from Nottingham. The further from Nottingham they got, the cleaner the water, because they hadn't got ground pollution, whereas there was no sewers or anything like that in the days of trying to get clean water. So really what they sucked up as clean water was actually polluted by sewerage.
That's incredible. In terms of your experience here, what have you enjoyed about seeing visitors come to this place?
I think it's just anything that brings finances in, because the place does need preserving, there's no doubt about that. And it isn't a cheap thing to preserve. You know, people think it's a lot of money to come in, but they've got to remember, coal's £300 a tonne.
That's amazing. Okay, so what are people's reactions when they actually see the place come to life?
Normally, absolute utter amazement. They can't believe that a place that only pumped water was like a cathedral inside with stained glass windows, etc., etc. The Victorians had the money to do projects and they just spent the money, and that was all there was to it.
That's incredible. You told me a few things about, your favourite things about this site. You just mentioned some particular birds here. Maybe you can tell me about some interesting things you've seen whilst working here.
Yes, sure. Yes, the chimney, which is in the background, is 120 feet high, and right on the top, what looks like windows is actually just ornamentation. But we've got 2 peregrine falcons that roost on there, and they nested here last year. Whether they raised any young, we don't know, because we couldn't see.
That's incredible. Have you made many friends here? Can you tell me about the kind of people that work here?
Yes, yeah. I'm 66 now, and I'm one of the youngest here. Virtually everybody who works here is a volunteer, and we're virtually all retired. It just isn't convenient for people who go to work to come here midweek because they've got other commitments.
That's really interesting. Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Your role is here at Papplewick Pumping Station.
My name's Mick Conroy. I am a volunteer, like most of us are here, with a love of steam. We hopefully keep the place going for future generations. The place is, I think, is unbelievable. You need to see it to believe it. The sad thing for me is I only got involved a year ago. My regret is I wish I had done it years earlier. Great group of guys and girls to work with, getting hands dirty if that's your thing. I enjoy stoking the boilers. They're a real piece of history. They're 130 years old. They are the oldest working Galloway boilers in the world, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Is there anything that you feel would help to keep the pumping station going for many years to come? Would education sessions help keep it going?
Education, young volunteers. Most of us sadly are seeing the better part of life, but it's the younger generation we need to get involved to keep this place working. Seeing it as it is today is one thing, seeing it when it's working is something else. The place transforms itself. And the younger generation, I was brought up with steam, transport, railway, everything, coal fires at home. Children don't know some children don't know what coal is. They're mesmerised by it. And when you open one of these boiler doors when they're burning at full rate, they stand back in amazement. They ask why we chuck black stones on. They don't even know what it is, but it's all part of education, and it's what you are doing that hopefully is filling that gap.
Isn't this building Action.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Oh my, thank goodness. I'm so confused. I don't know what's happened. It's my first day here, you know, working at the pumping station. And the water, it's dirty and I don't know how to clean it. I mean, I'm a scientist as well. And I'm very confused about how I'm going to clean this water. Particularly because I need this water cleaning using natural materials like soil, sand and rock. And I've completely forgotten what I'm doing. So could you help me today? Could you help me be a scientist with me today? I mean, I don't know where Sarah's gone. Sarah! Oh my goodness!
Did that surprise you?
I didn't know you were there!
Oh, I like surprising people. But one thing I don't like is today, do you know what? I've started a new job today. I can't remember what it is. Oh God, I'm an engineer. I've started a brand new job today as an engineer here at Papplewick Pumping Station. And I think I have to remember how the water gets from here all the way to the people of Nottingham. And I don't have a clue how that's done. Have you got a similar problem?
Yes, I'm not sure how this water becomes clean naturally. But look at this.
Oh wow, one of them. Maybe they can help us. Oh, that would be amazing. Now I know what. I'm going to send that lot on a tour with Ashley, who can then explain to them what happens here, you know, how the water travels around through the pipes, and maybe a little bit about engineering, and then they can explain to me what it is that they do here.
Oh, that sounds
Does that sound
brilliant.
good? Okay, I think that sounds really good.
So do you
Brilliant.
guys want to go with Ashley? You do? Oh,
Right,
wonderful.
fantastic. Great, we're going to do it.
Yes, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Ashley. Well, off you go. Enjoy yourselves now, won't we? Right. Oh.
Steam, well done. Boiler is producing steam.
Look at this. Would you drink this? No. Should I try drinking some? No. This is vodka. So what's this? Sand. Sand. Very good. So we've got sand. What's this here? Mud. Yes. Mud. Soil. And what have I got here? Rocks. Rocks. Yeah, rocks and pebbles. Now I want you guys, everybody here, to make me what's called a filter. Has anybody heard of the word filter before? No. But the filter means it's cleaning water. I must put the rock. No, Olivia, now stop. I'm going to pour this dirty water in. I want everybody to watch at the bottom to see if you think the water comes out nice and clean. Okay? Here we go. So I'm pouring the water in. Oh, yeah. That is so compact. Is there any water coming out?
No. Yes.
Oh, is there?
It's coming.
If you hide it nice and high, look. There you go, well done. What's happening to the water? Can you tell? Very good guess.
Sand.
Well done. What's happening to the water? What's happening?
It's drying.
Very good.
Drying the sand.
Drying up. Oh, okay. Excellent. Who else was from? So you know the water
water you're going to drink out your tap, how old do you think that water is? How many years do you think that water holds?
Boilers run for ages, all day. You've got to put so much full. You get tired. Yeah, God. Can you imagine doing this all day, every day? Job. Can't go to bed, but you still have to do this. Oh, yeah. I bet that's warmed you up. Has that warmed you up? Yeah. If it hasn't, we can shove it all cold. No! Yeah, that's enough of that. Okay, brilliant. Now, are you ready to go inside this wonderful building?
Now, an engineer, it is a hard word, but I'll tell you what an engineer does. An engineer is another word for inventor. It's somebody who decides, who comes up with new ways of making something happen, or a new invention, or a new machine. So, a long time ago, when this place was built, they had engineers work out how to build it, and how to solve a problem. I think Ashley told you what the problem was a long time ago. It was a problem with water. Who can tell me what the problem with the water was a long time ago? Can somebody tell me? Yes? It was dirty. It was dirty, wasn't it? So what do they do here? They helped take clean water.
Beans.
Oh yeah, we're all beans now, aren't we? We're all beans. Fantastic. That's really good. Oh, that's really jogged my memory. Brilliant. Now, I think you're such a sensible group. I think that we can go upstairs again if you'd like. Would you like that? Should we go to the next door? Okay, should we get into the night? What school you're from?
Yeah, so my name's Rachel and I'm at Our Lady in St Edwards in St Anne's.
Excellent. Are you a teacher there?
Yep, I'm the Year 1 teacher.
Excellent. So can you tell me a little bit about why you chose to come to Papplewick today?
Because it's learning in a different environment and it's set up so a few of the classes could come and learn about the science of the water and learn a bit about history of where water came from. So.
Excellent. Do you think the kids had a good time whilst being here?
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. I mean, it was so practical and so everything they were asked to do, they could get their hands stuck in, so they were really excited by it.
Excellent. Do you think that they learnt a lot of new words and a little bit of new vocabulary about science and engineering?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much for them to learn. I think going back to school and kind of reinforcing everything they've done here, I think they'll have learnt a lot of vocabulary here, yeah.
Excellent. What's about kind of social science? Do you think they've learnt a little bit about how to be kind of good citizens and a little bit about pollution?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you talk about dirty water, they normally they don't understand what dirty water is. So coming here and hearing that just a couple of 100 years ago, people like them had to have water that wasn't clean, and I think that surprised a lot of them. So yeah, it's changed the way they think about water.
Excellent. Now, can you tell me, if you were offered the opportunity to come back here with other school groups, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I came here a couple of years ago with a different school group. Now there wasn't anyone doing the talking and making it really practical for them. But this time coming, it was so much better, and yeah, I'd definitely bring another school group here. So.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
So how do you feel that these sessions have benefited the pumping station?
They've benefited enormously because it's brought the children out from school back to the pumping station, so they're learning on site, they're looking at their heritage, learning about their heritage rather than just being told about it in the classroom. And the beauty about the sessions that have been developed on the project is that they're practical. They're learning by other means. It's getting them involved, so they're working with the sandstone rock, or they're working with the marbles and learning the power of gravity that's taking the water from here into Nottingham. So it's been an immense, enormous learning benefit for the children. And the beauty of it as well is the fact that this is a resource now that can stay here. It's in place so that school can continue to visit long after this project's finished, and can continue to learn about the pumping station and about water.
Has there been anything about the sessions that stood out in a way that you think, oh, I've never seen this way of the pumping station being used before by the sessions? It's a nice insight into how that can be interpreted to Key Stage 1 and 2.
I think it's been good that things have been practical, and the children have been so enthusiastic towards this as well. They've really got involved with the activities, and they've shown a lot of awe and wonder, basically, regarding sort of the sandstone, and just how the nature of water and the gravity can take it from one place to another using pipes and things like that. So they've learnt a lot out of it, and just to see their reaction has been really rewarding, and hope that will continue long after this project.
Oh, lovely. Do you also feel that the children are learning more about the social history of Papplewick? Do you think the sessions are helping them to learn about their social history further, as well as working together as a team? Do you feel they're gaining better by doing these sessions as a team as well?
Yeah, I think it is. They're actually stopping and thinking more about water and the process it has to go through before it gets them out of the tap. You know, you ask them where water comes from at the start of their visit, and they say the tap or a bottle. They'd have no real concept of anything else of how the water's got to them. And so, you know, we just give them a little bit of an insight into how the situation was 200 years ago in Nottingham, how bad it was, lots of disease. And it's getting the children then to think there's still places in the world where that situation still exists. So, you know, not everyone has that luxury of access to clean water as we do. So I think that's been it's been very rewarding.
And has it been working alongside the two students of NTU, Sarah and Claire? How do you feel? Has it helped work easily with you being here? Has that helped with the site, with participation of the site? And has it helped working having extra two students here to help with the sessions?
It's definitely helped, because otherwise, if the school had just come and it was just me here, then they would just have had a tour of the station, and that would have been it, which is fine. But they wouldn't have had the practical sessions, and they've really made a real big difference to the school's visit here, and it's enhanced their learning immensely. So it's been great to have the students on site. They've done a really fantastic job, and delivered the sessions really well. And I know that both the children and the teachers have found their work very impressive.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
Oh wow, the water's disappearing! So what's going on here, Claire?
Well, you know what? My young students were absolutely fantastic, and they've told me that the sandstone is absorbing the water right now, and it's naturally cleaning the water. I've learned that just myself and my young students.
Like a natural filter?
Exactly.
Oh, amazing.
Just like a natural filter that's in my hand right now.
What?
Yes.
Did they do that with you though?
They did.
How?
Yes. My young students, they decided to use these natural materials. So we've got soil, sand, and pebbles and rocks.
Wow.
Amazing. And what I did was to pour some dirty water into their man-made filters here to use these natural materials that will clean the water.
That's amazing. So what do you think they learnt today?
Well, they learned particularly how important clean water is, and how you must be having clean water every day, otherwise you can get diseases, you can start getting very poorly, very ill, And they learned that water never leaves our planet. It never leaves planet Earth. It's on a constant cycle. Yeah. And they learned that by the water coming back down to planet Earth and up to
Oh wow, so they learnt a lot about kind of science. So, and did you say social history as well?
Social history, exactly. They learned all about the Papplewick Pumping Station and how the clean water, the pumping station gets this clean water out of the sandstone rock that is beneath our feet right now.
That's amazing. Look, the water's nearly completely disappeared. Well, look, I tell you what though, they might have learnt a lot with you, but they learnt a lot with me as well.
Oh, what did they learn?
Well, actually, that's a bit cheating to say that. I learnt a lot from them, actually. Yeah. Because I did send them off with Ashley. So they went on a tour, and then they found out all about how Papplewick Pumping Station works, and then they told me all about it. So I found out all about how this place was engineered and actually what an engineer does, you know, how an engineer makes things and finds a solution to a problem. Yeah, so they constructed a pipe with human bodies. Did they? Yeah, I'll show you what we did. We took marbles, we pretended that the marbles were water, and then the water travelled through these human bodies like a big long pipe, taking the water from here all the way to the people's Nottingham.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
all about engineering, also about social science with me, and they learnt about cooperation and teamwork.
I was just going to say, they worked so well as a team, they communicated really well.
Amazing.
They had some wonderful skills there that they were using, and they bonded together, they learned how important it is to work together, to help each other, to learn all more about the world and the planet that they live on.
That's fantastic, isn't it? So it was a connection of lots of different ideas today, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And I also think the design of Papplewick inside the pumping station, they would have learned all about the design, architecture.
Oh, it's so beautiful, this place. You know, they noticed all the details, didn't they? Like the fish and the plants, and then how all of that, all those aquatic plants and fish relate to everything going on in the environment.
Yeah. I think they're going to be great citizens when they grow up. Young students, they were wonderful.
Yeah, because they learned about pollution, didn't they? They learned about how we need to look after water. We need to be kind of guardians of clean water.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ah, that was so good.
We've done well today.
Brilliant.
We've done well. I've learnt so much myself, so I think I'm going to keep this job many years to come.
Me too.